A lot of fun here last week.
Absolutely.
I like the atmosphere.
I do too. This is definitely a spot just tailor-made for partnership with Texarkana Game Day.
Talked to a lot of people over the last week, and they said they've gone back and watched it a couple of times.
A lot of people have told me if Billy wasn't on it, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I heard that from several.
Tony's the one that said that.
I'm still looking for those appetizers.
Oh, they're going to hook us up tonight.
It was a lot of fun being able to get back into the groove of it.
Yeah.
And one of the perks that I see with Game Day is just being able to talk to the athletes, and it was good to see Landon last week. It was good to see Nick. So excited about even our show today.
Yeah, if you're out and about today, come up and see us. We have Trey Carson, NFL alumni, former L.E. great, played at University of Oregon, Texas A&M will be here. Clayton Smith, University of Oklahoma commit. Jackson Halter, Texas Tech commit in baseball. Nick Martin, one of my favorite players. He's still undecided right now, but he has a bunch of D1 offers. Who else we got? Marcus Burris, Texas A&M.
Kyle Atkins.
Yeah, Kyle Atkinson, KTAL Player of the Week.
Craig Jenkins is
last
here.
week.
Have y'all seen the difference in the way Marcus looks this year compared to what he looked like last year?
Yeah, I mean he's walking in a boot, Tony.
No, I'm not talking about that though. The work he's put in.
Oh yeah,
that's a number of players.
He's gotten huge, man.
I still want to say he's committed to Oklahoma. I've messed up and said that 3 or 4 times in the last week. I don't know why.
Verbally committed.
Just don't say
he's to A&M. But we'll see. At one point, I thought he was going to University of Oklahoma. But I think Logan Johnson is going to stop by as well, along with Jalen Woodside.
Coming off a big game.
Yeah. What do we got going on this week? Let's get right into it. Who all's playing?
Started off, you got Union Grove taking on Queen City. Last week, Queen City 14-0 over Linden Kildare.
Queen City's going to be 2-0 after this week.
Queen City got their first win in, few seasons?
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I know.
Well deserved, and one of the coaches that they have is the PG alum, Will Powell, and was good to get his first win in the football season out of the way.
Yeah, I got Queen City also. Union Grove, a little school right outside of Gilmer. I don't know what they got returning, but I thought Queen City looked good last week.
I do know this: if you're a great player and you play at Union Grove, you're going to Gladewater and Gilmer. You got to make a decision. You're not staying at Union Grove.
Some way.
It's going to happen. I do know that.
We've also got Hooks taking on Winsboro. Hooks coming off a 53-14 loss to Mount Vernon.
I got him to bounce back this week. Hook's going to bounce back.
Does Birdwell have his son starting quarterback yet?
Not
Is
yet.
he in 8th grade? They need to go ahead and just let him play. I'm telling y'all, he's legit.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can't wait for this kid to get into high school.
I think this is going to be a tough game. Winsboro's got a past state championship coach on their team from Pleasant Grove, Blake Worley, and it's been fun to sort of watch him, put what their team has been able to accomplish the past few weeks on social media. And I think Winsboro will be ready, but it's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a great game. Winsboro was really good last year, and not many people talked about them. I think they just ran into Mount Vernon last week, and I think Mount Vernon's a lot better than people think they are.
I can't even think of his name. Is he there?
On which team?
Mount Vernon. Is he still the head coach?
Browse.
Art Browse.
Yeah. Is he still the head coach?
Yeah. I think so.
In the next game, I'm predicting a win for Redwater. Redwater will be taking on New Diana. Redwater's coming off a 21-18 loss to Ore City. I think they're going to get that win this week against New Diana.
Yeah, Redwater's got a really, really great quarterback. They can get him into some open space, let him run the ball a little bit. In the scrambling game, get some wide receivers open downfield playing after the play. Redwater does have a chance to win this game.
I think Redwater will win. They gave them a great game last week, and I don't know if any of y'all have actually watched Preston, but he's the real deal. He's a great player.
I like him to bounce back also.
Yeah.
Same here.
You've got number 6 Salina taking on Paris. I think that's going to be their season opener.
Salina's taking on Paris.
Yes.
The name Salina makes me pick them, but I don't know anything about Paris this year right now.
Oh, Salina's, man, they had a streak of so many wins under coach. I think it was G.A. Moore.
Well, they've dropped down.
Right.
They've dropped down this year, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. Pleasant Grove's going to see them in the playoffs more than likely. So It'd be interesting to see how they play Paris and how they match up.
Salina's one of those factories that always reloads, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If Paris is as good as they were last year, though, that's
yeah.
going to be a great
That's
game.
the thing. When they played Pleasant Grove that first game,
They were good.
You know, you really don't know after the first game, but they went on and won a bunch of big ball games that year. I was surprised they got knocked out so early.
Yeah, they were physical, athletic.
Yeah.
I feel they could have beat anybody
Well,
last year.
that Paris team last year, I would take them, and I don't even know anything. I don't know who Salina's got this year, but just the name Salina, I feel like I got to pick them.
You've got Kilgore taking on Turrell, and Kilgore's looking to bounce back after a 27-7 loss to Carthage, and I think they should be able to do that.
I got
this week.
Kilgore. Everybody I've talked to from that area says Kilgore has the most athletic team they've had in a long time. I mean, they just ran into Carthage last week, and Carthage is, hard to deal with.
Definitely made them stronger for this week.
Jason Peters is on here. He said he loves what we're doing.
What's up, JP?
Appreciate it, dude. If you're ever in town, man, we would love to have you on.
Woo pig.
And I'm still waiting for my autographed jersey, just FYI,
I got to get one.
Look out
too.
for your boy. We got a wall at the Gameday studios. Everybody who's made it in the NFL, I'm looking to get a signed helmet, get their jersey framed up, put it in there. I think it'd be awesome.
You want one of my old ones?
No, we'll pass on that. But Jason Peters is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh,
no question. And I got to meet him
Good dude.
at his at a basketball game in Atlanta, and real good dude.
Yeah. I don't think he could block glide leg.
That's a tough one.
We may have to make that happen.
He doesn't know this yet, but I have some cut. Who was it? It was Landon. I said, man, if I gave you 10 tries against Peters, what would happen? Oh, he said, there ain't no way I don't get it one time. And I was like, that dude is best in the world at what he does, Landon. Like,
You're not getting
I want to check that.
You've got Center heading over to Jefferson. Jefferson coming off a 28-22 victory over Pittsburgh, which I thought that was a pretty good win for them.
Say that again. Center at Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson coming off a 28-22 victory.
Okay, I was about to say
Pittsburgh.
Jefferson's loaded.
Yeah.
Jefferson's on a state championship run this year. Remember I said that.
It also tells you how good Pittsburgh is, too, though. I mean,
Pittsburgh's
it made it a close
always
game.
good. They're always right on that hump, And I don't know what the deal is with them. Just that district they're in with LE, Spring Hill, Pittsburgh, Gilmer, PG. Am I leaving anybody out?
I don't think so.
I think that's right. But they'll get in first round of the playoffs, and they'll play like a 2 seed, and they just can't quite get over the hump,
They're a good team, though.
Another team down that way, you've got number 3 Dangerfield taking on Tatum. Dangerfield had a 16-6 victory over Atlanta last week.
I was following that game, and it was like 6-0 for the longest time, most of that game. And it doesn't surprise me that Dangerfield won, just because if you look on paper, they are absolutely loaded. It says a lot about Atlanta's team, because that Dangerfield is probably going to play for a state championship this year, and that's no joke. It's probably going to come in playoffs. Jefferson and Dangerfield are going to play each other to see who goes out of the region.
I think Atlanta.
Calling that right now.
I think Atlanta will be a playoff team.
Oh, Atlanta can beat either one of those teams. Don't get it twisted. Atlanta can beat either one of them. It's just right now, start of the season,
Atlanta had the lead about 3/4 of that game, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch any film on it, so I don't know how Dangerfield ended up winning. But, those great teams just kind of find a way. But, hey, Atlanta holding them to 16 points, I bet you nobody else does that this year.
I bet they don't.
If they played them again, it would probably be even closer, I would think.
Another team that had a good showing last week was number 6 Gladewater. They'll be taking on Springfield. They had a 55-41 loss to an extremely good Gilmer team.
I mean, I don't think there's any – I wouldn't even put my head down over that. You're playing, 2 divisions up.
First game of the season.
Yeah, and last year, I don't remember the score. Pleasant Grove absolutely – I can't even think of a nice word. They absolutely beat them.
Shellacked.
And
that is a nice word.
I don't even know if they even scored.
It was a shutout.
Okay.
I did go back and look that up from last week.
And they went 5 rounds deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the problem right now is these 4A teams, they have no 5A and 6A teams to play. They wouldn't play 6A anyway. But they have no 5A teams to play. So they're having to go and just play anybody that'll play them. And Gladewater and Gilmer are going to play each other anyway, but there's going to be a lot of teams playing this year that they're going to be playing teams they probably shouldn't even be playing, but they just have to fill the schedule.
You've got number 5 Gilmer taking on Henderson.
And
who you got, Tony?
One that shout out on Gladewater. My boy Johnny Levere's back at Gladewater. Legend when he played. Well, I'm glad he's not at Spring Hill anymore.
I think y'all know who I'm going to take in that game.
I'm with you, baby.
I got Gilmer
Who's,
back two or
blue
three
shirt and with you
touchdowns.
tonight.
Who's Gilmer getting beat by?
No, Gilmer ain't getting beat.
Who are they playing center, you
They're
said?
playing
Henderson.
Henderson? Yeah. Gilmer, let me think. Their quarterback, can't think of his name. He had 340 passing yards.
Tennyson.
Yeah.
110 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. That will put a hashtag beside your name that says problems.
Yeah, Tennyson
Like-
comes from a great family, a great athletic family. They've been playing at Gilmer for ever since I was a kid, man. So he's a very athletic kid.
But did you coach him?
No, I did not.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyway.
I left Gilmer 17 years ago. I didn't have the chance. He was probably like 1 year old.
Next up, we've got one of the biggest games in the area, one of the oldest rivalries. You've got New Boston taking on DeKalb. New Boston 42-7 over New Diana last week. DeKalb 32-31 over Rivercrest.
We have an entire segment. We have Kyle Atkinson here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in another segment. Evidently, that's a game I don't need to be picking. Oldest rivalry in Texas.
I'll pick it.
Who you
Kyle
got?
Atkinson goes off again.
I like Kyle. You know, I like them deep people up at DeKalb. They've been good to us too,
Yeah,
though.
no, that's right.
They've been good to us at New Boston
I
DeKalb.
got some friends there.
Somebody's got to win, but I'm not going to pick who.
Well, New Boston runs an offense that I like to watch, and that's the wing T.
Wow.
So I'm going to have to lean towards New Boston a little heavy, even though I do work for State Bank of DeKalb.
I can guarantee you,
Somebody cut that one out and put it on Cheers and Cheers.
But
See what happens.
it's going to be a good game.
I lean towards New Boston also.
S-Mart will be shut down for this one. This is one of those
Just that
where the whole
branch.
town comes out for it.
I like it.
Next up, you've got Mount Vernon at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh lost 28-22 to Jefferson. I think Mount Vernon's going to put it on them this week.
Sounds like Mount Vernon's
I'll take your word for it.
loaded.
I think Mount Vernon's got it.
Then you've got Atlanta at number 4 Pewitt. I think it's the first game because their game last week was canceled.
You know, I'm a big fan of Pewitt. I'm a big fan of those kids there.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of the previous coach. We actually loaned one of our sets to Pewitt ISD to live stream their games. But man, I just this Dangerfield score with Atlanta, and
I got to pick an upset. I'm going to pick Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go with Atlanta on this one.
This is Hewitt's first game, too.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
that's
I'm-
huge.
and they didn't even get to practice till yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and they got a new coach, and I'm sure the coach is great.
Hewitt didn't?
Yeah. So I'm sure the coach is great. I'm not picking Atlanta because of coaches, but I just I think they've had too many days not on the field.
I agree.
So, and Atlanta holding Dangerfield to 16. I got Atlanta.
I got Atlanta.
Another area game, you've got Hawkins at James Bowie. James Bowie coming off a 17-0 loss to Como Pinckton.
James Bowie to bounce back. They got my man Whit Rogers, and he's gonna catch on fire and do what he does and lead James Bowie to victory.
I like it.
And in the last game, you got Hugh Springs taking on Harmony. They had a 42-0 victory over ARP last week.
My nephew's one of the running backs for Harmony, but I still
Don't
going
pick
with
against
Hugh
him,
Springs. Yeah, I still got Hugh Springs.
Don't go against him.
I love my nephew.
Going against family.
Sorry, Morgan.
I know one thing.
Seth.
We got to turn this volume down in these headphones. It's so loud.
Yeah, he runs the ball for him, but I think Hugh Springs got it, man.
All right. We got anything else?
That's it for area games.
I guess Pleasant Grove isn't playing this week either.
Well, we're saving that for later.
All right. We got Game of the Week in the state of Texas, and Texarkana Game Day is going to be bringing it to you. Let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Coach Davis from Liberty Isle along with Trey Carsons. Matt Fry. We'll be right back.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We are back. Got the head coach, Liberty Ilo, Coach Davis. We have our man Chop Buchanan, Matt Fry, and Trey Carson. What's been good, guys?
Not much, just chilling, man.
Like it. We had Damien on last week, Coach.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't giving up nothing. I was trying to trick him into telling me how many backs y'all going to have back there, how many tight ends. He was like, nope, ain't happening.
That's him.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, boy.
Yeah, we wanted to go in and film the pregame.
Yeah.
And Damien told me and Trey no. He said, we ain't ready for that yet. I'll let y'all know.
All right.
I liked it there, too. I liked it there. Yeah, get him out there.
Well, Coach, tell me about this week of practice. I know you got the week off. What have you been working on?
We worked on us. We had to clean up some things. We saw some things that we had to move around a little bit, and we did that, and things are looking pretty good right now. Our confidence is pretty good considering we let one slip away, we said, and so we worked on us this week, and we'll start working on Jefferson next week.
Coach,
go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I know that you're a details guy. I know you feel like the details that happen, Monday through Thursday show up on Friday. I heard you last week talking to the guys even about the small things of, do we look the same? Are we dressed the same? Or are we coming out of the locker room looking the same? And that stuff, I think, does translate. Can you talk about just that a little bit and kind of your thinking, moving that direction?
We try to get away from me and about team, and that's what I've been stressing on them about doing the little things, dressing the same way so that we can celebrate one another opposed to celebrating ourselves, right, and build that team and family atmosphere.
Right. I think when I was in school, Coach used to say, if I can't even get you to dress how I tell you to, you definitely not going to do what I tell you to do on the field.
True point.
Yeah, and it really comes down to being able to trust your players, of handling those things and doing them right. Coach, last week the defense, I thought, looked really well. Held the opponents down there. You and I talked about, our line was out for quite some time, right, in this new time that is COVID. And so you guys worked on 7-on-7 quite a bit, and I think that really showed up with some of the play from our secondary.
Yes, sir. I mean, the kids worked hard. They pushed them pretty well, and they studied and focused, and their conditioning was great because of that and our conditioning. So we knew we could do that well. We just knew we had some questions up front because of our conditioning and how long we've been out and not being around that stuff.
And Coach, the way I look at it, the way that you want them to come out, like you said, dressing the same, looking the same, that's part of that culture change that we are starved for.
Yes,
and
sir.
Based on the conversation that you and I have had and what I've seen, I think you're headed in the right direction with that. So don't change any of that stuff up.
No, sir. I agree. I mean, for us to get where we want to be at, we have to be on one accord, and that's the little part of it. And I keep telling them the big things are falling in line, but the little things is where you win and lose games at.
Right. That's one thing I noticed about you last basketball season. I remember telling people that dude is a no-nonsense guy. Like, he ain't waiting 15 seconds to call you on it. It's right then.
Yeah.
Well, and really that's the type of accountability that I think is indicative of a strong program. That's the type of accountability, because what happens is when a coach starts causing kids to be accountable, other coaches start doing the same thing. The magic happens when then the other players start it. Right. And they say, hey, that's not how this happens here. That's not what Liberty Ilo football is about. And when the young men buy into that, that's something that I've seen over the year. When you had, when Trey was walking around on campus and was a junior and a senior, you had guys his age that they were going to call you on your stuff if you were acting like an idiot. And that's what you have to build. And it just takes time, and it takes being consistent.
Right.
Yes, you're right.
And I think what's going to help, and I saw this, and we did a little bit of it last year, where you have some of the middle school kids that are there with ball boys or whatever, and they're seeing that. And you can best believe when they went back to school Monday, hey, this is what we saw, this is what was going on. Man, Coach Davis ain't having all that horseplay stuff. You're going to have to be focused and bring your A game every night.
Yeah, we changed them too. We changed the ball boys and how we do that on Friday nights as well. So everything's a whole lot different, a little more structured.
Coach, on the offensive side last week, we started with a sophomore quarterback. Had to figure some stuff out, and I think really early we saw some issues with that line. And I think it's just one of the things that was there, and there's really no other way to address that. What did we learn last week on offense? What have you guys worked on this week as we start looking forward and saying, all right, this is where we're going to make those changes as we get ready to head into Jefferson?
We up front, we had a smaller guy in the guard, and he struggled against some big guys, so we moved one of our tackles to guard, so we're bigger in the middle. We ran up on a center throughout the course of the game and did really well, so he's going to start there. And working on just getting off the ball and being fundamentally sound in everything we do.
Coach, tell me about are they the Featherson twins?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about them.
I like
They look good on film.
Yeah, I like them.
Yes, they play hard. They got one speed. One's a little bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
Really physical. The other one, the smaller one, really athletic. They're getting a lot of attention from scouts all over the state of Texas. They're getting some attention, and they're pretty good players, and they play with some energy that helps out a bunch.
But Coach, you're going to have to learn how to spell Keontae's name.
We boys got some names on them.
Yeah, we got it straight, I think.
Y'all got it straight?
Yeah, we got it.
I texted y'all something. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I think that was typed in on Coach Gomez's sheet a little bit incorrect, but we got it lined out. But yeah, those two young men, their grandfather actually works for us there at the school, and so I've seen them since they were little bitty, and so it's good. And I tell you, they walked onto the high school campus as freshmen, and I saw them, and all of a sudden last year I went, what happened? Why? And all of a sudden they grew up and they're big, and that happens a lot.
Yes.
And they're juniors, right?
Yes.
So they're going to be around for another year, and that's a bright spot in the program. You have those two guys.
And they got a little brother that's a freshman.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw him,
play.
and I think he can really play.
Yeah.
He, like I said, we're working on all that. The bulk of our big guys are juniors. The bulk of our team is juniors and sophomores. So we got a good senior class, a good leadership senior class.
Yes.
And then those juniors are great leaders as well. So
is COVID affecting your routine much? How it would normally be?
It's just adding some extra steps throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, I figured it was. We hadn't talked to anybody about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, COVID basically just addresses how you have to do everything as far as being separated. If somebody gets sick, how you have to. That's the biggest thing that you deal with in schools. And you may wonder why schools are so big on masks and that kind of stuff. If somebody tests positive and they've only been in an environment where everybody is wearing masks, then it's okay. They only have to go home. If you run into a situation where that kid has been around other students in a close contact and they weren't wearing masks together, then all of those kids have to go home for about 14 days. That's where athletics, I think, gets the brunt of the issue because you can't get out there playing football or volleyball or that kind of stuff in a mask. And that's really what concerns me for the season going forward is what happens when on a Saturday all of a sudden we get a call and say, hey, the right guard for the team you played last night tested positive yesterday. Now you're having to go through and figure out through contact tracing who all on both of those teams is now have to be sent home for 14 days. And that's why it's important for us to be as careful as we are. And you can get into the politics one way or the other. But at the end of the day, if we want to have football and if we want to have school, we're going to have to do what we have to do to make it happen.
Right.
Coach, tell me about this Jefferson team you're going to be playing next week.
Jefferson is a really athletic team. They got a junior quarterback, about 6'3", that's extremely fast and have a big arm. They have about a 6'4" receiver that's pretty fast as well. And he had about 170 yards receiving last week, 9 catches and 2 touchdowns. And then they have a little diminutive running back, about 5'5", plays like he's about 5'10". Those 3 guys there make him go, and we're figuring if we can slow the quarterback down, keep him in the pocket, don't let him get outside, we can neutralize the rest of it because our secondary, one receiver is not going to hurt us.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me they don't have the chicken farm still right beside the stadium.
I have not been down there.
It's been a long time since I've been there, but it stunk.
The smell's still there.
I don't think that ever goes away.
No, it won't. The mosquitoes either.
Oh, yeah. Well, Coach, I'd like to say this. Morgan is always in search of new stars to bring on. And I saw a couple of kids on your team. And if you don't mind, I'd like to call their names, Trey Revels
Yes.
And what you said his nickname was? Tonk?
No, that's
Hampton.
That's Hampton.
Hampton.
Yeah.
Hold on, you got a kid with a nickname Tombstone?
Tonk.
He got to be on here. Got to be on here.
And who else that I was talking about? The Riley guy, Riley kid.
Michael Riley.
Yeah, he played real well.
Yes.
And Chris Lewis, which is one of your basketball players.
Yeah, Chris Lewis is a heck of a basketball player.
Yeah, he didn't even play football last year. And he as a freshman, he had 9 picks as a freshman. And then he already got one first game back in football this year.
I like it.
So Morgan's always looking for new stars because some of his old stars, this is his last year with him.
I want you to bring the Featherston twins on.
No, I
want to meet them kids. I like them. Yeah, I like them. Just watching their tape.
Is that okay with you, Coach? Can we bring them on?
That'd be fine.
And Trey Revels is a kid that's been playing like that for a few years. He's one of those that you know from calling it on the radio. If you see somebody back there disrupting a play and causing problems on defense, and you go, "Oh, it's Rebels." That's what's going on.
Next week, bring the Featherston twins on and Rebels and somebody else.
Okay.
We're going to 4 of them up here.
Track them down.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
That'd be good.
Well, cool, guys. You got anything else?
Coach, you got a game you going to after this?
Yes, I'm going to Atlanta to watch our JV and freshman combo team play down there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take Coach back and get him a meal, man. And if you need me come back, let me know.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Strong work ethic, takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
We are back, Texarkana Game Day. We've got a couple stars here from last week. Not you, Eric Aiken. Not you, Jay Davis.
Come on now.
We got Kyle Atkinson and Angel Resendez.
Yes, sir.
How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing good. Doing good. How about you?
You guys came off a pretty impressive victory last week. You guys looking to carry that momentum on into one of the biggest rivalries in this city?
Oh, yeah. We're looking pretty good right now. Hopefully we can carry it on.
This isn't just the biggest rival in the city. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Texas. I mean, it's considered the oldest rivalry in the state of Texas, with the schools only being like 12.7 miles apart. So, man, talk about last week. I mean, you guys look really good. Wing T. You guys are running the wing T on offense. And, man, you're one of the area leaders in rushing. So talk a little bit about the effort last week by your team. And
it was all a good team effort. You know, we bought in. You know, our line did really good. They got their blocks, and we have a good group of backs, and we all just play good. It was a team effort.
Now, one of your backs is sitting next to you. Talk a little bit about on the defensive side of the ball. You guys are running a 3-3 stack as well. I noticed in some of the film, you guys can walk down to a 4-man front or even a 5-man front. If you see the run coming, you can load the box even more. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. We're pretty young on our defense. You know, 2 of our linebackers are sophomores, but we're looking pretty good right now. You know, we have one linebacker who's a senior, Brian Reed. You know, he's probably going to be our leader on defense. Looking real good.
That's awesome.
Well, when you hold a team to 7 points, it really doesn't matter if you've got some sophomores or not. Y'all got some things gelling there. Yes, so that was definitely a good thing to see. Now, you only got credited for 53 yards. You actually ran about 73 yards during that play. What gives you such great vision to be able to make that cutback?
A lot of that is just the drilling and just looking for an opening, you know, just running the ball as hard as I can every play and giving it all I got.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure your teammates may have shared this, but if you'd have just outrun one more guy. One more guy. No, the run was great, and like I said, it looked like you probably covered about 75 to 80 yards during that rush.
Cal, I know you mentioned that it was a team effort, and it definitely was, because I think you guys held them to about 35 yards of total offense with guys like Trey Lewis Colbert and Demetrius McChester. How has that been just a part of a team where everybody's out competing and you guys are playing really well?
Well, we're all buying in. We're trying to change the program around. We all got the same mindset right now. And
go ahead. Like I said, you guys held New Diana to 35 total yards. Is that something you guys going to expect to go into this week against DeKalb?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to go hard on defense. We expect not too many touchdowns from them, so that's how we're going to go.
Well, spinning it back to the offensive side, going back and looking at some film, Caden Glass looks real good once he gets the ball.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about how he was able to help y'all this past week.
Well, he's really stepped up a lot. He's playing a big role. Last year he got a little bit of playing time, but this year he's going to be one of our main keys to our offense, and he's going to be pretty good.
He's got the perfect last name, Glass, because he's always breaking. Yeah. And then you've got his buddy, is it Kevon Thompson back there? Kevin Thompson?
Bro, that's like the bowling ball. We're going to come up with an official nickname tonight. You ready? The Bus. He looks like the Bus, man. I'm telling you.
The Bus and breaking glass.
That's right. So, hey, talk a little bit about the game that's coming up. What are you seeing from film and DeKalb? I know you don't want to give away all the secrets, because I'm sure you got about 15 trick plays up your sleeve in a rivalry game. But what are you seeing from DeKalb?
I mean, we know they're a good team, but we've been practicing and we've been preparing, and we're just going to go into like it's any other game, and we're going to do what we do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to Coach Waltz here. I mean, I promise you.
Well, you bring up Coach Waltz, and one of the things that I went back and looked at this past week is a lot of things that he talks about as far as his team and what he tries to build is leadership.
Yes, sir.
And, a lot of those comments were directed towards you. Mm-hmm. What type of pressure do you take preparing for a game like DeKalb, who you probably know half the players on their team, if not more? How do you prepare for something like that?
I mean, I know what I got to do, and I try to be a good example. I just really, it's nothing.
Just another game.
Yeah, it's just another game.
Just another game. Gotcha.
I saw that you guys had a goal line stop right there at the end of the game. How was that when it occurred in the game for you guys?
Well, we had some adversity hit us at first. They got down and they scored, and then we got back, and it was good. It was a good defensive goal because we stopped them at the goal line, and that's what we try to do.
And one thing else that I noticed was 478 total yards.
Yes,
470 was rushing. Do you feel like you ever want to get out there and throw it around a little bit, or does Coach kind of just keep you in the system that's working for you guys at the time?
I mean, whatever's working is working. We're just going to do what we got to do to win. If we got to throw it, then we will. But if our running game if it's working, then that's what we're going to keep on doing.
Absolutely. Talking about DeKalb, I think you've got it in your notes as well. DeKalb runs a triple option, on offense. And so it's a little bit like the wing tee, but yet it's not. You've got options, and so you got to know where the ball is at all time. Have you guys prepared for that this week?
Yes, sir. We all got assignments we got to do, and I feel like if we just do that, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, and DeKalb's very young this year. They've got 11 starters that are freshmen or sophomores. That's combined on both sides of the ball, so it's going to be – it could be a different year this year. This could be your year this year.
It is. And one of the guys that I'm interested in watching at DeKalb is Whit Sparks. They've got him listed at 6'8". He's slimmed down to 310. So he's definitely going to be one of those immobile objects for them, both on both sides of the ball. I mean, what do you do and what does your team do to prepare for lines that may be a little bit bigger than y'all's?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, stay low and go hard every time, move your feet. I mean, we're just going to go at them,
Absolutely.
Well, I've had the luxury of being able to be a fan of the Pleasant Grove Hawks the past few years, and they brought in the wing tee. And one of the good things about the wing tee is it really doesn't matter how big or how fast the other team is going to be, because there's some little wrinkles in there that if you've got a team that's over pursuing, we're fixing to get you.
Yeah.
If you want to load the box on us, we're going to get you.
Yeah.
How has that preparation occurred over the past 2 years for you in order to be able to just learn those wrinkles and when they're about to come?
Well, this is our third year running this offense, and this year we've really learned how to do it. We're getting real good at it. And we got a lot of stuff we can put in, like whenever any adjustments we make, we got a lot to put in.
Absolutely, and I've been at practice when y'all first started this to now, and it's 3 different teams. I'm telling you, like, it's a lot different. And even on the defensive side of the ball, you're running a 3-3, so everybody's got to know where they're going. Talk a little bit about that as far as assignments and how you guys adjust according to what they're going to do as well.
Yes, sir. I also play rover on the defensive side.
Yeah, I know you did.
DCAB runs a 3-way option. We have different players going to the quarterback or to the pitch player or to the veer dive, and we just. And coach just tells us our assignments, and we just have to follow them.
Absolutely. So it's a lot like there's a lot of moving parts in that. So even on the defensive side of the ball, you got to be smart and know what your assignment is.
Well, they're led by A.J. Burgeon. What do y'all know about him and his playing quarterback?
This is his first year there, I think, and he's a good athlete, so we know he's
good basketball player.
Yeah, he's going to bring a lot to the table. Yeah. So.
I just want to tell you guys something that we may not be in DCAB and New Boston and some of the other cities, but we're definitely keeping up with the stats, and we're definitely going to have you guys back on. So y'all keep doing what y'all doing. We'll definitely be watching every week, and we appreciate y'all coming down and joining us here on Texarkana Game Day.
Absolutely. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go to commercial. Right back.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
We are back at Walk-Ons, and we've got Mr. Eric Aiken. We're going to talk a little bit about FCA and what you've got going on this year and how your preparedness is with COVID-19 and how that may be impacting how you're able to impact our local athletes.
You know, what's crazy about COVID-19 is it's honestly different everywhere you go, to be honest. Everybody's got different things, how they're responded to it, all of their different standards, I guess you could say, or you wear a mask, do you not wear a mask. If I could just be real honest, when you get on the football field, it's really hard to wear a mask, but most of the coaches in our area, they want the kids to play. And, you bring that up, and, the UIL put out a statement this week, very direct to every one of the schools in our state. If you want to continue playing this game, fans, you've got to obey the CDC guidelines. And so anybody that's watching, I want to encourage all of you, for the sake of our kids, wear a mask at the game so that we can keep this season going.
Well, this week on social media, I saw a post from one of the football players' mothers who said, "Don't make her have to come and share with you about wearing your mask." And and that is important because we want the season to continue. We want to see football around that third week of December.
Absolutely.
And so in order for that to happen, we don't need any small clusters just growing and maybe taking a team out for a couple of weeks, because one of the reasons why your larger schools aren't start until they did is because they don't want those clusters just to take everybody out.
Absolutely.
And so these smaller schools are definitely going to be impacted, because you take 5 or 6 players off DCAB, or 5 or 6 players off Pittsburgh, 5 or 6 players off PG, 5 or 6 players off Liberty Allo, and that's going to be a totally different team.
Yeah, especially when you get the right kids off and you get in trouble.
Right. But let's we're here to talk about FCA.
No, it's fine.
One of the things that I've grown to love about FCA and what you've done here is the Fields of Faith that we have, and just brings in thousands of kids from hundreds of miles away. We're not going to necessarily be able to do that this year. I think this year is going to be a little bit better, but tell us about our house parties.
Absolutely. So last year, just kind of review what we had last year. We had over 7,200 kids at 4 different events. This year we've said instead of using the word virtual, which we believe is a bad word, it's kind of got a negative connotation, and everybody's tired of
Zooming.
Everybody's tired of Zoom meetings. I don't know about you, Billy, but I'm zoomed out, if you know what I mean.
Zoomed out.
So I'm tired of all of that. So we're calling it house parties, and we're going to combine all four.
Nobody's tired of house parties.
What's your address, Billy?
Yeah. So party on the patio at Billy's house, all right? But we're doing house parties and our thing is it's my house, your house, God's house, or the field house. And wanting teams, wanting just different groups to come together, churches. We had a youth pastors meeting today, and I just asked them, I said, how's the response been from kids? The number one question was, when do I get a T-shirt? That's their biggest thing, because we hand out 2,000 T-shirts, and sponsors are all over the back of that thing. We've got over 50 sponsors again this year sponsoring the house parties, and they're excited about it. Kids are more excited about us not canceling and finding a way to do it than they are actually about the event. And so we're really excited about this year.
And I'm assuming you've still got a few more spots for sponsors?
Absolutely. If you will see me today, I will get your name on the sheet.
It's amazing how many kids' lives are changed because of that one event every year. Can you talk a little bit about that, about how many people are saved? Or
Yeah, absolutely. So last year, like I said, we had over 7,200 kids that attended. We had over 872 decisions to follow Christ last year.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's unbelievable, and it blows my mind every year as well, Billy. But this year, what we're seeing is, for instance, we've got a school that has said, hey, we're going to do a host party at our stadium, and they usually bring 40 kids. They think they'll have 400. So now we're 10 times bigger in that community of how many people are going to be able to be impacted by what we're doing. And so we think this year that the numbers could grow. We're having people around the country call us to say, how are you doing it? Because, can we use your platform? Can we use what you're doing? Can we call it house parties as well? And obviously my answer is yes, because it's not about Eric. It's not about our local FCA. It's about that kid being touched and his life being changed forever.
Eric, in order to do this, I know it takes an effort from a lot of people, the technology too, and that may be something that people are concerned about. I know that Morgan and Gameday, those guys, have stepped in and said, hey, we're going to help make this happen. So really wherever anybody is in the Red River area, actually I guess anywhere in the world, they can watch it through Gameday, through YouTube, through Facebook, and all that kind of stuff. Can you talk to me about how that's going to work? And, if somebody says, hey, I'm out here in my community, I just want to get 10 kids together at my house and be a part of it, how is that going to happen?
Absolutely. So here's what we're asking is, hey, throw some dogs on the grill, have some kids over, and enjoy the watch party. You can watch it from anywhere. You go to youtube.com, Red River FCA. It'll be live there. It'll be on our Facebook page as well as the Gameday pages as well. And, the thing is just gather, just be together. But we're also targeting that kid that's lonely, that has no friends, that can sit on the cell phone and watch it in their bedroom, and their life can be changed forever. That's the power of what can happen.
All right, give us the date one more time, and then we're going to head to break.
October 21st at 7 o'clock.
October 21st, 7 o'clock, right here with Gameday. Hey, we'll take a break. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyops is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Gameday.
We're back. Got my man Donnie Kelly with us. Elite Fitness. Tony claims he coaches everybody. if you're any good at anything, Tony's gonna claim he coached you.
I think Donnie will admit to that.
He has coached a lot of kids around Texarkana.
I don't know, Tony. Some of these kids will like look at Tony like, I don't know who this guy is. Talking about he knows me. But, man, what's been going on?
Nothing much, man. You know, training the kids around Texarkana.
I saw y'all tripping out this morning on the show.
Yes, sir.
y'all were having so much fun. I had to come in there and mess with y'all.
Yeah, every morning we have fun on the show, man.
We have fun.
Hey, Donnie said he's still waiting for his first. What was it? His first scholarship?
Yeah.
I said, no, baby, you done already committed.
Yeah, he tried to be funny.
Y'all remember?
But it was a good joke, though. I give it to him. It was a good joke.
So, man, tell me what's been going on. You have so many athletes in this area that are just getting bigger, faster, stronger. They're going D1. You play a big role in football in this area.
Yeah, man. Of course, it does not know football. If you check the elite roster out, it goes from I got one of the top baseball players in the country.
That's right.
Braylon Bishop. And then I got, one of the his rankings went up to number 19 today. Damian Collins down in Atlanta, Texas, the 5-star.
The Slim Reaper.
No doubt.
Slim Reaper.
And, of course, everybody pretty much know about the LSU commit, Landon Jackson, the OU commit, Clayton Smith. And then you got, A&M commit, Marcus Burris, and you got Nick Martin. And I even got a slew of kids that's in college. I got 2 boys at University of Arkansas, Ladarius Bishop, Montarius Brown, Xavier Benson, one of Pleasant Groves, Texas Tech.
Donnie, tell him who one of your hardest workers was.
Your boy, Drew Langford. No doubt, which he's up in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's kind of easy to listen to your trainer when they look the part. You go and done it, Jim. Done it in there.
But even even after the boys, I got a slew load of girls. I got, of course, Bree Jones from Pleasant Grove. Now she's at Henderson. I got 2 girls from basketball, Shaniqua Henry, and I got Maya Ware Died. They at JUCO for basketball. And I have a Louisiana Tech commit softball down in Ashdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, they get it in at elite.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Now, Tony Langford Commercial Roofing, they also work out over there, evidently.
Ain't no comment. No comment.
He done coached so many kids,
Ain't no comment.
What kind of workout
Now he's just making stuff up.
Tony said he's coming for you. He said he's about to start competing. Tony's been on this weight loss journey for like 4 years now.
Now, I do see some improvement, though. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah. A little bit. That's all that matters, inch by inch.
Yeah, day by day.
Yeah.
Tony will get on Facebook trying to pump everybody up, and I saw him in Ironwood one day, and I just leaned over to see what he was eating.
I was eating healthy, though. He didn't catch me.
So, man, we got game of the week in the state of Texas tomorrow. You're going to have a lot of kids on the field that are elite kids. What kind of? It seems to me like when I see you interacting with these kids, like there's a different expectation. Like there's a different relationship. Like it's like y'all have fun in games, but it's no nonsense when it's time to work.
No doubt, man. That's how it is in the gym because we have good times in there where we joke around, even wrestle. I got to rough them up every now and then, but for the most part, man, they in there sweating, throwing up weights, getting better, and it pays off when you see them on the field on Fridays or on the basketball court or the baseball field. You see all the work they put in during the week, and then when they go out to actually use it for their particular sport they play in, you see.
What age do you recommend, like if parents, want to start training their kids, what age do you recommend they
Man, to be honest, I done had the youngest I done had in there, they all up in age. Well, one of them 6, he started off at 4, and I had another 4-year-old. And, of course, they still come, but one's 6 and the other one's 5 now. So, of course, they don't necessarily do what the older kids do.
Right.
But you can put one of my younger kids, and you can compare them to a lot of other kids. It's not even comparable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. It just the work is it. Because when the parents come, I let them know. The elite program is the program. I'm not gonna adapt my program to your kid.
Right.
He has to learn how to adapt to the program, and which it'll benefit him. Yeah, is it rough? Yes, but if it was easy, everybody be fit. So those kids put the work in, and you can tell, like my big man right there in front of us, Big Marcus.
Marcus is one of the biggest differences I've seen in a year.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus had a little bit of baby fat last year. Marcus is a man.
Is that what you call it, Tony?
Yeah. You know, no, but look at him now, man. Them arms are gotten big.
Yeah.
He walked by me the other day. I was like, oh, my God. Man.
Gig 'em.
I think he can hear y'all. He's over there smiling.
Gig 'em.
No doubt.
No,
hey.
he has got
Gig
way.
'em.
Yeah.
So, Donnie, is it just kids like word of mouth, or are they seeing results in the other kids and they say, hey, where you working out? I want to come work out with you.
I mean, that's what it is, because I don't do no advertising. It's kind of like they see the kids and what they doing on the field, and that's kind of like my advertising.
Yeah. Results.
How do you get into this? Because you claim you're the best athlete in the family.
Yeah, but that's number 2.
But, I mean, you got Trey play in the league. Who else is in the family?
I wasn't gonna do this today.
Hey, I gave him the blueprint to be what he is.
I saw his dunk from the show this morning, man.
You see that?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it was.
But if we have it, Aaron, let's go ahead and show our little hurricane from Little League. Oh my
God! Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my God.
We always got to keep that film on deck.
Morgan, man, I gave you credit when you showed us the picture of you dunking. I was like, yeah, you dunked it.
I mean, that was Frank. I didn't find nothing to do with your bad dunk.
That's crazy.
Hey, but I told Frank, I said, hey, man, I need you to find a video of a Little League, and I need somebody a lot smaller than him to light him up. He came back with the kid was wearing a Hurricanes uniform.
That's clutch.
And the other kid was like half the size. It was perfect.
That's clutch.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it wasn't believable, though.
Oh. Oh, man. Hey, Frank, do what you got to do tomorrow. Go in on Donnie. Guys, we were way behind schedule. So tomorrow night, Pleasant Grove, Argyle. Argyle's rolling in, I believe, with 81 varsity players. Pleasant Grove's going to have about 32. So obviously Argyle's got a ton of depth on this team. How do you see this game playing out?
Youngvich, even though they got 81, they bring 81 to roster. 81's not going to play.
Right.
And actually, you only need a good 30-plus kids anyway that you're going to rotate in anyway. So I don't see that as an advantage. I have watched, Argyle. I don't necessarily believe their guys on the defensive front is big enough to keep up with the pound that they're going to take. And I think, PG, the run game is going to be too much overwhelming for them. I give PG the edge.
Yeah. I like it. What do you think, Trey?
I saw PG play. I haven't seen Argyle play. So I'm not sure. But I just know whenever you have to go from playing this type of team to playing a team that runs the wing tee like PG, it's tough to adjust to that. And I don't know. Hopefully they disciplined enough to read their keys. And
you want to know I'll tell you how smart Trey is. All right, Trey. I've been saying he's a high IQ guy. He would not say Pleasant Grove was going to win. He gave him props, but he wouldn't say it.
Hey, I'm just
saying. Did you notice that, Craig?
I'm just saying. I saw PG play, so I know what they got. Their run game is scary, but I haven't seen Argyle, so it would be smart for me to,
I think Argyle's very athletic, but I agree with Donnie. I think they're going to overpower them on the lines a little bit, and I don't think they're going to keep the defensive line out of their backfield. I think they're going to be all over their quarterback. I got Pleasant Grove by a small margin, but I got them.
It's going to be a tight game. I'm excited about it. Game of the week, State of Texas. Let's do this, Donnie, man. Appreciate you coming on.
No doubt, man.
If you'd like your son or daughter to be trained by my man Donnie, how they get in touch with you?
Man, they can hit me up on Facebook at Elite Sports Training. They can inbox the page.
I have a note here that says Donnie Kelly does not train Tony Langford. We'll be back from break here in just a second.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Gameday with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. Got my man Jackson Halter with us. So you were committed to Texas Tech University, play some baseball.
Yes, sir.
But I was really impressed with you on the football field last year.
Thank you.
So, I know y'all got sticks and all that, but I was about to say, why would you choose baseball? But I guess I know.
Man, I've loved baseball ever since I started playing it, and I fell in love with the sport. But, I mean, I've just worked at it every day, in and out, and I just couldn't give that up.
You got an uncle that's a former Major League player as well.
Yes, sir.
Shane?
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
I was about to ask him
Detroit Tiger.
Tony Langford, Coach Shane.
No, I was about to ask him how he felt being the first athlete in his family.
Oh, that's funny.
What do you think about this season, Jack?
Man, I think we're going to be pretty good. We've been working really hard all through quarantine and all through summer, and we're starting to get this real good chemistry going, and I think we're going to be pretty good on both sides of the ball.
If you're watching and you were just like, I wait till season starts for this and that, I'm telling you, Texas High is absolutely loaded this year. Absolutely loaded. And I'm really, really excited for you. I'm really excited for you. You're going to have a big defensive line right in front of you. It's going to open the gaps, ton of tackles.
Yes, sir.
Coach Stanford, told me he might put Trey Lavender in a couple starts over you. What he told me.
Not at linebacker.
I'd Trey play anywhere.
I know last year at the games we could kind of look at players and stuff, and it seems like you were a bit of a leader last year. How is it taking on more of a leadership role this year for the Tigers?
It was just I had to pick it up right where we left off, and I had to really get the team together, and I had to, treat them like a family, and we're just really going to get going this year, and I'm really excited about the team.
You talk about is picking up where you left off. Talk about where you left off last year. Talk about getting into the playoffs, and talk about the Lufkin win, and then maybe talk a little bit about Frisco and just how that's going to springboard into this season.
So after the the West Mesquite game, we had a real bad loss. And then after that, we just really, really started like, okay, we got to start winning. If we want to get in the playoffs, we got to start winning. And that's what I told them, and that's what Clayton Smith told them. And we just really decided to start picking it up right after that. And then it just led on into the playoffs. And then this year, it's just keep going. It's just leadership.
Last year, watching you in the playoffs when y'all got down, I enjoyed watching the intensity you had. I mean, you was getting upset out there, and you started, the more upset you got, the harder you started it, and I enjoy that type of football.
Oh, he was lighting people up. It might have been mid-whistle, but he was getting them.
It's through the whistle, right, Jack?
Yes.
Through the whistle.
Tell us a little bit about what it's like having Coach Stanford as a head coach. Like, we're around him a little bit. I think he's a great guy. He's a great coach. I tell everybody that I interact with. Tell us a little bit how it is on the inside playing
Coach
for
Stanford is a phenomenal coach. He treats his players like his sons. He loves his players. Anything that you want, he can get it for you.
Yeah.
He's just a great coach.
We didn't get off to the best start ever, but man, the more I've gotten to know Coach Stanford, I'm telling you, dude, he's perfect fit for that program. He is a great man too.
Coach Stanford and I hit it off right from the get-go.
He had heard you don't want to be on KSLE 33.
I don't know what was wrong with you, Morgan, but we hit it off from the start.
Talk about some of the guys at your position at linebacker. Y'all got a good linebacker core coming back?
Yes, we do. My boy Javaris Tyson playing wheelbacker. He's bigger than I am, stronger than I am, faster than I am. He's a great player. He's a great athlete.
Been working hard.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has.
Who else?
We got
He
gave
you an answer, Billy.
I put him on the spot.
We got this guy named Clayton Smith. I hear he's pretty good. You should look him up. Google that name.
Yeah, but Clayton likes to go over to that offensive side of the ball too. So
he does.
What about defensive unit as a whole? Y'all are looking to set the tone this year, right? When y'all come out.
Sir. Yes, sir. We are. We got a really good athletic people all over the ball, and we have a really good defensive line. It helps us linebackers out a lot. I mean, a lot. And then the DBs are really athletic. They're getting really good at communicating with each other about coverage and stuff like that. And it's really coming together right now.
One thing that I can say that I enjoy watching is seeing you guys show up at different schools, supporting other players. Y'all walk in here, y'all all know each other and stuff like that. I think that's a really great thing, and you guys keep that going.
And to be honest with you, that's what baseball does, guys. They grow up playing together on the same teams in baseball, and as far as playing in the city, all these boys playing at different schools grew up playing baseball together.
Yes, sir.
And all of them were coached by Tony Langford.
Well, not about half of them. Not all of them. Half of them.
Hey, talk a little bit about where you're committed to, Jack, and what kind of led to that. And
Man, in the 8th grade, we went down to Lubbock, Texas with my cousin Gunner, and Tim Tadlock was there, and I loved the guy. I mean, I loved how his program worked, and I loved the atmosphere down there in Lubbock, and they're a really good school right now, ranked really high, and I didn't see why there wasn't any reason to go there.
Well, you got another year of high school. Talk about your high school team and how you project them next year.
I mean, we're really young, but we're going to be really good. I mean, we got a lot of athletes. We got a lot of people with other offers, not just me. I mean, Ryan Sellers is my buddy. He's committed to Texas Tech too, and we have other pitchers that have some offers, and the second baseman. He's got a couple offers. He's pretty good. And we can all hit. I mean, we can all throw. I mean, we're just going to be really good, and I'm just ready for it.
I like it. Well, if you are interested in training your kid, Tony Langford Roofing Baseball Academy says he's out here to compete with sticks.
Yes, sir.
That's what I heard. We give him a hard time. Literally everybody that sits up here, yeah, man, I used to coach this kid back in the day. We're just like, you didn't coach all these kids.
Yes, I did.
No, we've had 100 kids up here, and he claims he's coached all of them.
Man, I've coached for 20 years, man. I've coached a bunch of kids.
You know what Coach Norton told me one time? All the dads out there, don't get on me. Coach Norton said it. He said everybody's an offensive coordinator and a baseball coach.
That's true. That's true.
All right, cool. Hey, man, appreciate you coming on. Best of luck this season. We will be in the house for your Thursday night game at Tyler. You can catch that live stream at Texarkana Game Day. We're looking forward to following y'all this season. We'll be at every game.
Thank you.
All right, brother. We'll be right back with the 5-star Oklahoma commit, Clayton Smith.
Isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting their craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
We are back. 5-star, #1 outside linebacker in the state of Texas, University of Oklahoma commit, Clayton Smith, also coached by Tony Langford. Were you coached by Tony Langford?
No, not at all.
That's probably why you rank so high in the country.
I didn't meet Clayton until last year, so that's been kind of hard to do, man.
All right, so my man Clayton going to University of Oklahoma. Why OU?
Honestly, Oklahoma was the best fit for me, you know what I'm saying? When I'm looking for everything I want in a school, they check every box on the list, you know what I'm saying, as far as what I'm going to be doing, as far as academics-wise, as far as the city, you know what I'm saying, as far as coaches' consistency, all that, as far as that goes.
So they're running a 3-4, right? So you're going to be outside linebacker?
Outside linebacker, middle linebacker.
Yeah, it's perfect for you. You can get out in coverage, light some little dudes up.
Exactly.
Don't rule out the offensive side of the ball either.
Oh, I know.
Playmaker over there.
So, man, I've been making this joke, and I don't know if you keep up with stuff like this, but my man Clayton, #1 outside linebacker in the state of Texas, commits to OU, and I go check the thing, and you were no longer the #1 outside line. The next day, Clayton, you were no longer the #1 outside linebacker.
Yeah, man. It's fine, man.
All right, so I've heard this for years, all right? So they'll do things like, all right, let's say University of Texas, they want their recruiting class to be big, max preps, no disrespect, they're located in Texas. And so what they'll do is they'll take players that commit to OU, and they'll put their ranking down lower, so it looks like Texas has a better recruiting class.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's all good.
Hey, I may not know what I'm talking about. I just know what I saw. I know what it looks like.
I will say I'm a big Texas fan, so I was hoping you went to Texas. But at the end of the day, Oklahoma, I think it's a really great school. They always put out a quality product team, and I think you'll have a great future there.
Oh, yeah.
Billy was wanting you to go to Texas, too. We were talking about that.
I was going to get another Razorback tattoo if he had committed.
Hey, let me tell you how this conversation went, Billy to Clayton. Hey, man, what you think about OU? Clayton, Billy, what are you talking about?
I mean Arkansas.
Or Arkansas, whatever.
Blew the joke.
Hey, I've been making fun of Arkansas so long, I just forget to even talk about it.
Clayton, talk a little bit about Texas High this year.
I honestly feel like we have a really good chance to do something special this year. You know what I'm saying? With the group of guys we have, with the level of focus there is in practice, with the energy, you know what I'm saying, we bring, and of course we drop down the schedule, so sky's the limit for us this year.
I'm telling you right now, this is the most underrated team in the state of Texas.
Are they ranked going into the season?
I don't believe so, but
I
dude,
don't think so.
they are about to destroy some of these 5A Division II teams.
Definitely.
Absolutely destroy. Man, I'm so excited for y'all this year. I mean, it's like, I wish Kobe and Tracy
We're back one more
year.
Yeah.
Who's replacing Tracy this year?
Braylon Stewart.
Yeah, Braylon Stewart and Vontae Anderson.
I don't know if you replaced Tracy Cooper.
Man, I'm telling you, though, you watch at the end of the year, you're going to look up and maybe say that about these guys.
I hope so. Speaking of Tracy Cooper, Tracy's actually, what is he, at Northern Missouri?
Missouri State.
Missouri State starter. True freshman. Yep.
He runs the ball hard.
They're actually going to play Oklahoma, too. That's their first game.
Hey, by the way, Morgan, I coached Tracy.
I don't believe it.
We were asking.
I don't believe it for a second.
I swear I did.
We were asking Jackson about leadership role. Does it feel like, I know you were one of the leaders last year, but does it seem like you've taken on more of a leadership role going into your senior year?
Honestly, I feel like there's need for a leadership role, but with this team, not as much because everybody's locked in. Everybody has the same goals, you know what I'm saying? So with the role I took on last year, it was a bit bigger role. We had a slightly more less disciplined team, you know what I'm saying? And this year we just all the cards are falling in the right place. So I honestly feel like, you know what I'm saying, we could do something special.
I'm excited for that Thursday night.
Talk a little bit about Coach Stanford, kind of what he's meant to you in your high school football career, and then maybe your position coach.
Man, I wouldn't be where I was today with them guys. Coach Stanford and Coach Hawk, man, they put me in the best position to be successful in every position I'm ever in, you know what I'm saying? So I can't kudos to those guys, you know what I'm saying, because they've just been everything for us.
Shout out to Coach Hawkins. Really good dude.
Definitely.
And he is going to push you.
It's bigger than football with him, you know what I'm saying? Rides, food, anything is taken care of. He'll take me to Queen City if I ask him to, no doubt. So, I mean,
one thing I learned about Coach Stanford, he puts these kids in, like, positions to learn and really be successful. What is the thing called, y'all do on Friday mornings?
Adopt an athlete.
Adopt an athlete. Mm-hmm. Genius.
Yeah.
We actually got a chance to go a couple times last year. And, I mean, whoever came up with that, I'm assuming it was Coach Stanford, absolutely legit.
Oh, yeah.
And these kids love it, man. You get to go in. I mean, my son met you, I don't remember when, it's been a while, but talked about it forever. And then he met Damien, and then he talked about being 7 feet tall. And, you know, it's like these kids remember it, and they see the pictures, and it's just – you could do a lot of good in this community right now, which I know you're doing.
I've got one question. Have you had a chance to meet Lincoln Riley yet?
Yes, sir.
And tell us a little bit about him, because you see him on the field and during games. Seems like he's a really great guy, good coach. Tell us a little bit about that.
Coach Riley, you know what I'm saying, he's a great guy. Amazing play caller, you know what I'm saying.
I think he's the best play caller in college football.
Yeah, he's got that down to a science. And he's just a really great dude, you know what I'm saying. I've talked to former players and current players, and they've all said the same thing, you know what I'm saying, about how coaches will be. They'll put on an act when recruiting, and then when you get there, it's a totally different story. They say Coach Riley is consistent. He's cool. The whole 4 years, he's going to be the same person. You're going to get the same Lincoln Riley every day.
I hear Tony Langford Baseball Academy recruits you till you get there, and then it's all downhill from there. Can I tell the story? Can I tell the story about the day you committed?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey. All right, so he's like, hey, man, I'm going to go to OU. And I was like, all right, well, that's what's up. Why are you going to OU? Had a really good answer. I was like, all right, we got to go get you an OU shirt. You know what I mean? Got to go get you an OU shirt. We go to Academy. First person we come into, the lady's like, why would you want an OU shirt?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, man, he's going to go play at OU. And she looked at me like, steal. I was like, all right. So we went to Walmart, and Walmart was like, we don't even sell Arkansas stuff in here.
It's always discounted.
So long story short, you ain't getting nothing OU. We know for a fact. They don't sell it in Texarkana.
Hopefully they will soon.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, you tell them just hook it up. Gameday will sell stuff for them.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
I'm going to need them field passes, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I can make it happen.
You say that.
I can try to make it happen.
When I call you and I'm like,
he changed his try.
We show up at 11 o'clock on a Saturday. He's going to be like, I can't make it happen.
Only team that plays at 11 o'clock on a Saturday is the Arkansas Razorbacks. Oklahoma's playing a 3 o'clock game or a 7 o'clock game. Arkansas's got the 11 a.m.
I may be at the Oklahoma game.
The 11 a.m.'s got them locked up.
I may be at the Oklahoma game.
And if Arkansas keeps it up, they may be playing on Friday nights. Anyway, Clayton, man, what kind of predictions you got for us this year?
As far as our team goes?
Yeah. I guess you can predict everybody else, too, if you want to.
State.
I like
I'm not selling for nothing less.
I like it. I tell y'all this, man. Have y'all seen the black uniforms yet, or is it just black helmets?
I played in those black uniforms, but they were a little bit older than the ones they have.
Was that a secret? Are we not supposed to let that out? I hadn't seen them in person yet. I know they're clean, though. All right.
Well, no, all of Texarkana knows about it.
Well, you know, that's what we're here to break news.
If Craig. They don't, they will.
If we didn't break it, Chuck and Tony'd break it.
That's right.
You know, so we might as well break it while we're here. All right, brother. Clayton Smith, five-star University of Oklahoma commits in the house. He'll be hanging out here just for a little bit longer. If you want to stop by, get an autograph. We got footballs provided by Texarkana Emergency Center. If your kids take a picture with them, sure be happy to do it. I will see you probably again next week, but we will be in Tyler that Thursday night.
Definitely.
Put on a show for us, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back after the break.
Good luck.
I chose nursing as my career path because I wanted something that would challenge me and give me the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life every single day.
One of the reasons why I chose nursing to be my future career is because you can help patients in many ways, such as giving them pain medications to help with decrease their pain and increase their comfort, changing a wound dressing, and giving them antibiotics to help increase the healing of a wound.
The reason I chose nursing is because I'll be able to impact people's lives through the care I'm able to give. As a nurse, I'll be able to establish trust and advocate for their life along with their well-being.
Nursing was always the career path I wanted to take as a little girl. I was able to see nurses in their environment and them providing care, providing support, performing skills, and I just knew that's a place I wanted to be later in life.
Nursing is just one of the many great degrees that we offer here at A&M Texarkana. If you want to learn more, go to the website, tamut.edu.
We're back from walk-ons. We got my man Marcus Burris with us, Texas A&M commit. Are you playing D-line or tight end?
D-line.
You know, tight ends make more.
Yeah, that's true, but
I don't know if they make more at A&M, but here they do pretty well in the NFL.
Hey, one of my favorite players of the year was his long touchdown run.
Against Gladewater?
Yeah, beat the DB. I was like, man, is that Marcus?
There's an underrated one in a playoff game. He boxed this little kid out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Sunnyvale maybe or something?
Sir. Nah, that was fun, man. You don't see too many guys at the DN spot get those opportunities, so I try to make the best of it. And Ben Harmon threw some really good passes. So
I was just impressed. You outran that little guy, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he did burn out on him.
He did.
he did burn out on him. So, man, tell me about the preparation team's putting in this week for Argyle.
I mean, these guys are working hard. It sucks that I can't be out there with them grinding and stuff like that. But I love to see these guys grow every single week. I mean, Nick Martin, Landon Jackson, Logan, those guys are working. And, I mean, it don't get no better than that. So these guys are ready. They're about to go out tomorrow and have a great day.
So, I mean, I saw you interacting with a lot of the players as they come off the field. Are you taking on like a coaching role kind of?
I'm trying to do my best. I'm more of a defensive kind of coach than offense, but I'm just trying to fit in where I can get in. I mean, those guys, I'm privileged enough to have those guys respect me enough to, listen to what I got to say. So, I'm trying to do my best to help those guys out.
Well, you've earned that respect.
Yes.
And I will say that for sure. And that has been something that we've been able to sort of talk about this week, how you've been able to interact with the team, since you did have your Achilles rupture. Tell us about what you did as far as grinding it down to your choice as far as Texas A&M?
I mean, a lot of people say that you can't make a wrong decision, which I believe in. Like, I mean, these are all great programs, giving me an opportunity to come play at their school, and they're giving me this chance. And it's hard. It's hard to make the perfect one. But at the end of the day, it came down to just Coach Price, Coach Fisher. I mean, great guys. I mean, they remind me a lot of the guys here, and Coach Gibson and everybody. So that really made the decision pretty easy for me. I mean, in every other school.
So there's not a single phone call you could take to change your mind?
I mean, no, I'm locked in right now, man.
For those out there, I made a little screenshot saying Tom Herman's calling us right now. Because I would love to see you a little burn
Never
orange.
too late to flip.
That's right. That's right.
Do you feel like it's more of your job this year to kind of take on a leadership role, especially being that you're not on the field? Because I was telling people all week after the game that being in that hallway down in Nashville before the game, and a few of you guys stepped up, Landon, Nick, you, Alex Murphy, to say a few words, and it gave me chill bumps. So do you feel like it's your job now to speak up and be more vocal?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the moment. I mean, us seniors have been waiting for it since freshman year, just to have the ability to lead the team and show the younger guys the way. So, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and do my best.
So, you gave a pregame speech?
I mean, it was short and brief.
I'm gonna have to find me a new cameraman, Marcus. I don't have that on video.
Well, I never overdo my job. I was told to get Coach Gibson's pregame speech, not the 4 players prior to.
I figure you were an overachiever, though, Craig.
Oh, definitely not.
As good as you are at golf, you know.
It's called staying in your lane.
I'll tell you this right now, Marcus. About a year ago, I was talking to Donnie about you, and he was telling me when you first come in there, you were quiet and reserved, wouldn't talk. And he said you're a completely different kid than when you first come in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of that really had to do with Donnie. I mean, he's always pushing me, trying to make me better, talking his crap. So, yeah, that helped me a lot. Helped me gain some confidence, really.
You think Tony's players talk about him like that?
Yeah. I mean, Mark, they do. Yeah, go ahead. You got my back.
What I can say is that when I look at each of you guys, whether it's you, Logan, Nick, Landon, you guys have really been putting in that extra work in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like something that you guys take as a challenge to motivate each other and get bigger and stronger coming into the season?
I mean, Coach Gibson talks about leave a legacy. So we trying to make those guys younger than us realize that it's not going to be handed to you. You got to work for it day in and day out. And that's really our goal, try to get bigger, stronger, faster, and lead those guys and younger than us.
How proud of you were of your team to go out last week? And I told people it's pretty much looked like you guys picked up, left the state championship game, drove down here, and played a game the next week. You guys look really good.
I mean, super proud. I mean, we've been through a lot this year. It's been a crazy year, coronavirus stuff, and those guys went out there and did their thing. So hats off to them.
To be honest with you, watching that game, we could have hung 80 in that game if we wanted to.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
So Tony sees good coaching, he starts using the word we. All right, what do you got? What's your prediction for tomorrow night?
Of course, I'm taking PG over Argyle any day. But as far as score, I'll give Argyle 7 points.
Oh, I'm going to send that to Fuller.
7, and because I know defense got me, and offense got me too, so I'm going to give offense 56-7.
56-7?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
That's
all right.
That's bulletin board material.
Let's put that quote on Twitter and see what happens.
That's confident.
That's bulletin board material.
Appreciate my man Marcus Burris hopping on. Recent Texas A&M commit, and if you're wondering, yes, I do have the very first Marcus Burris autographed Texas A&M helmet. Going up for auction in a few years, just letting y'all know. Draft night. Anyway.
I don't think nobody was wondering, though.
Let's take it to break. We will be right back with, I don't know. We'll be back with somebody here soon, though.
I appreciate y'all.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back. We got three of my favorite players up here. We got my man Logan Johnson. Don't type that in on Instagram because you won't find him. I found out the hard way. I got Pleasant Grove quarterback Jalen Woodside, and man, I got Nick the Truth Martin, or a new nickname by Stick, Nick Hit Stick. My man, Nick Hit Stick Martin. Okay. It kind of has a ring to it.
They do.
How excited are you guys for tomorrow night? Game of the week in the state of Texas. I'm gonna ask the quarterback first, man. Big time start.
I just think we've been preparing for this whole week, and I just feel like the team is really clicked. And I feel like we just gonna come out with a dub.
Exactly.
Well, Marcus just predicted 56-7.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Can you believe he told us that the running back was going to run Nick over at the goal line for that touchdown? That's what he said. I don't know. You talked to Marcus about that.
I don't know.
What are the odds of that happening, Nick?
Hey, I say zero.
Very slight.
Zero.
Very slight.
I say zero.
I've been telling everybody all week about when you stood up in the little area before the game that you gave me chill bumps when you was like, I'm ready to play. I don't want them to make it across the 50. Let's not give up no points. I want a shutout. Do you feel like that's a leadership role that you had to step up into more, being that you're a senior this year?
I feel like it's a lot of us having to step up to that leadership role because, a lot of seniors left, and the big leader, Ben, what I'm saying? We got to fill his shoes. So I feel like a lot of seniors have stepped up, and I feel like I'm one of the seniors. What's up?
Logan, you had a really good game last week.
Hey, man, he ain't giving you no props. Got to go all the way back to last year to have a good game.
But you had a really good game last week. What is your focus like going into this week against Argyle?
It's just go in and do my job and help the offense move the way we move. We got backs flying everywhere. So, we had 3 backs carry for over 100 yards last game. So I feel like that'll be the same case this week. I just feel like the game's already written. We've worked so hard this off season and this summer and even in fall camp and throughout the whole season already. I just feel like it's already written for us to win this game.
Yeah.
I sat down preseason. We had kind of made a list of different things, and I have Logan down at leading in rushing yards in our area and leading in all-purpose yards as well. So we kind of expected a big game out of you. Where did this freshman come out of?
He's just a really special talent. He works really hard. All 3 of us can testify for that.
Mm-hmm.
He's super humble. That's probably the best thing about him is that as many yards and touchdowns and recognition he'll get, he'll always be super down to earth about it all, and he'll never boast about it. But yeah, he's good and he helps us a lot. And he's going to have a huge season just as well.
Expect big things from him for sure.
Yes.
I like it. Nick, man, you have so much to gain this season having big games, especially on a night like tomorrow night, number 1 versus number 2. Game Day is going to have an 8-camera setup. We're doing it. You can't go to Texas Stadium or AT&T Stadium and get a better setup than we're going to have for this game tomorrow night. We're really excited about it. What do you expect from yourself against a team with offensive lines big? Their offense is legit. We can all agree on that.
Yeah. I expect as a team, I expect us to go out there and play how we practice, because we put in the work day in and day out. And I expect myself to
to just contribute to the team and play my role, you know. That's all I want to do.
Ball out.
I'm already getting a little jealous. I kind of like being with you guys pregame and halftime and all that. Now I'm like stuck in a booth in front of a computer, and I hear all this fun Craig's having. I might have to put Craig in the booth. I'm gonna wait till it gets like cool. When it feels good outside, then we'll switch though.
Definitely not. But what I do want to say is, I can tell you guys are really well coached because all of you guys, when you answer questions, it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the work that y'all put in. You know, it's already written. You know, and I definitely like hearing each of you speak when you answer the questions.
Yeah, like that's one thing about football. Like the game is not won on Friday night. It's won in the offseason. That's how we all believe it, you know. So, yes, sir.
Well, Booker McFarland down there on the end. Asking odd questions.
You need my pick for the week?
Hey, here's what Craig did. Here's basically what Craig just did. He was like, yeah, man, I really like how y'all all answer the question the same, and, you always answer my question. That's basically what Craig just said. Booger McFarland Jr. down there.
I got what you were saying.
Yeah, we all
Hate is
got
real. Hate is real.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, he's been waiting on a what is it? What are you having built, Craig?
My statue? It's almost there. They got to get enough cement trucks to get this thing.
I thought they'd make yours out of bronze or something, huh?
No, that's just for the base.
Oh, okay. So they gonna coat it in something.
Yeah, it's like 900 yards of concrete. It's gonna be huge.
So Logan, man, you've been looking at this defense you're playing against all week. What do you think about them?
We watched the Paris and Argyle game, and Paris runs the same offense we do, just with a little tweaks and twists. Paris ran the ball pretty good against them because they're a solid team as well. But I feel like our offense is going to do really good on the ground game and the passing game because as soon as you feel like you're about to stop our run game, here comes like Jalen on a 80-yard bomb on a throw. And it's just like I feel like there's not going to be a lot they can do to stop us just because our line is dirty. Like, they're huge and they're nasty.
Phenomenal.
Like, some linemen are like nice and stuff, but ours are just mean. Like most of them are just mean. Like they want to go and drive somebody. Yeah, they want to get dirty. Yeah. And so like running behind them, it makes it really easy to score. I promise you that.
And I'm pretty sure that they know that they're not coming down here for a cakewalk. They know it's not going to be easy. I was watching some of the footage. I think they played Decatur last week, and Decatur was able to move the ball somewhat effectively on the ground game. Is that something that you guys have been looking at as far as film and stuff?
Yeah, the Decatur game was the first game that was dropped from film, but then, like I said, like the one the offense focuses on the most is the Paris game, just because we can get the best look because like on their defensive lineup because that's similar to what they'll do against us. So we got a game plan, and I think it'll work out just fine.
We'll work hard on it. Yes, well, let's do this. Hey, we appreciate you guys being on. Best of luck tomorrow. We'll see y'all there. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Landon Jackson.
All right.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Gameday with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
I tell you, a minute goes quicker than you think.
Hey, quick.
So, man, we got the #1 defensive end in the entire country, LSU commit. Were you coached by Tony Langford at any point in your life? You notice all these guys going somewhere really big.
Yeah, that's
it's like no, they weren't coached by Tony Langford. Just keep that in mind, parents. Anyways, dude, I saw you up here earlier today. Is this your spot?
Yeah, I've grown to like it a lot.
All right, in about 4 years. Well, hey, maybe not even 4 years anymore. Let's sign my man up.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, I'm all for these college athletes getting paid.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I'm for it, too.
But anyway, that's for another show.
Yeah.
Landon, man, what kind of preparation you been putting in this week for Argyle?
Really just, we've been conditioning ourselves a lot in practice because we were a little tired last week. And we knew playing against a team like Argyle, we can't really do a whole lot of, have a whole lot of subs like that. We got to keep our best guys in the whole game. So really just a lot of conditioning, going my hardest during practice, and just making sure I'm ready for game time.
So are you thinking you're going to play 100% of the snaps on defense and 50 on offense? What are you thinking?
Something like that, yes, sir.
Well, tell us about this last week. Just some of the numbers you put up: 5 tackles, tackle for loss, forced fumble. You also had a recovery, four hurries. Tell us about how that game, progressed for you.
It went well. I feel like we started off really, really good. I feel like a lot of us on the defensive side could have really pushed ourselves a little bit more, because we all kind of got burnt out early. But besides that, I think we played really well and came out really physical.
Yeah, the game never really goes as good as it looks. The player never thinks he plays as well as everyone else thinks he did.
Yes, sir.
So, Trey, one reason I want Trey on this segment, because he's all about some A&M,
Yes, sir.
and what do you – how do you project, a Landon at LSU? What does Landon have coming for him, I guess, as early as spring, because you're going to be a December graduate?
Yes, sir.
As soon as you get there, they're going to put him in the weight program, put him on the nutrition program, and build him up and, add more muscle to his frame. And they're going to make sure he's good and explosive so he can come off the ball and, and rush the passer with the best ability that he can. They're gonna basically progress him as an athlete.
Well, I know he's not going to be able to understand anything Coach O says. I actually was in the car for a conversation, and all Coach O kept mumbling. All he kept saying was, "Yes, sir." I was like, "Glenn, do you have any idea what he just said?"
I didn't realize Landon was graduating early, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Some people are smart, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Tony getting at you today, ain't he?
I went to Gilmer School, so I deserve it.
Well, Landon, talking about Argyle, what have y'all done to actually prepare? I did some film looking this week, and it looks like Jack Tucker is who you may be getting in front of most of the night. Tell us a little bit about their offensive line.
I'll be against him and then Jasper a lot this week. But they're bigger guys, and they're obviously really good athletes as well because they have offers from everywhere, just like me, Marcus, Nick. But I feel like we could out-physical them if we play to our best ability.
Well, that's good to hear. I know Jasper from the tight end spot, had a couple of touchdowns this past week.
Yes, sir.
But it'd be interesting to see how he's going to be able to do that against you.
Yes, sir.
One thing about it, when you playing against those big O-linemen like that, you want to watch on tape and see how good they bend.
Yep.
If they can't bend that good, then you might want to bend the corner and use your dip move, things like that.
Yes, sir.
Are you still on your diet?
Not since season started. I stopped it about right when season started.
How much weight did you put on?
I went from last season I was about 235, and now I'm at about 255.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
And so, I've always made this joke for the last 15 years. These defensive ends show up at LSU and they leave 6'9", 300 pounds, running a 4.2.
Yeah.
It's what's going on down there? So, give me a projection, Trey. In 3 years, my man on draft night, what's my man going to be looking like?
I think he'll probably look like Myles Garrett. Honestly. I think he'll look like Myles Garrett.
I hope you're as paid as Myles Garrett.
Me too.
Around 270.
Be like, hey man, you want to buy into some of this game day stuff?
He's so quick off the ball, though. I wouldn't want to see him wanting them more than 290, 300 290, 295.
Oh, they
can't
probably
see
keep
you being
him around
290.
270, 275.
Not really. I want to get to about between 275 and 280 by then, and
he's NFL defensive end weight right now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, well, the stand-up linebacker for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But the the traditional ends like Myles Garrett, they're like 275, 280, in that range. But Myles Garrett is, has a similar build to him, kind of tall, lean guy, but abbed up 280.
You played with Myles, right?
Yeah, played with him at A&M.
What's up?
Well, I'm excited to see what we're able to do with Argyle this week.
Yes, sir.
What have you done specifically on the offensive side to really prepare you for this year?
Oh, this is probably the hardest I've probably the best week of practice I've had offensively since I started my sophomore year. So I hope we're able to do pretty good and put up a lot of points.
I always get scared when I see Landon on offense.
I do too. He's so long-legged out there.
Like a fish out of water. Not really. My man Landon can play offense. I like to give him a hard time.
Just get you 7 or 8 catches this week and just come back and you tell Morgan, hey, back off a little bit.
Yes, sir.
So, man, I got to ask you a question. Every time I see you, it is like you're signing autographs and taking pictures. Is it literally like this everywhere you go?
For the most part, when it's like packed out places like this in town.
Just takes one person to recognize you?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
It's real hard to recognize Landon.
I think the people get the whispering probably.
Yeah, I mean, Tony puts his name on his hat so people know it's him. You know what I mean? So,
well, the one thing that's awesome about that, Landon, is every opportunity that I've seen you be put in that position, you have been as gracious as can be and willing to take the time. I know that you spent some time with Morgan this past year, going to a couple of youth events.
Yes, sir.
That maybe you were told it was only going to be an hour and a half. That maybe it went to 2.5 hours.
We went to one last year that lasted all day nearly. So.
But I mean,
that's what he's talking about.
But that's phenomenal, and that speaks a lot to you. And I know that our community appreciates that, and that's why you do get as much support as you do.
I'm going to tell you what kind of leader he is. My son Macaulay is in classes with him. Macaulay said Landon makes him stay awake and do his work.
Landon will sign your kids' dirty socks. I know this for a fact.
To piggyback off what you said, I think that's one of the things where you want to do that because that's how you wanted to be treated when you were a kid. If you ran into a caliber player like this.
Yes, sir. That's probably the biggest thing that makes me do a lot of the stuff I do now. Because back when I was younger, I always wanted to, if I ever seen somebody like you or something, whenever I was in intermediate or elementary school, I'd want to run up to you and get an autograph or something.
What's up? We do business with some NFL players, and I'm not going to drop any names, but a lot of them don't think like that because, you go out to eat, and the way it was described to me, somebody asked him, hey, can I take a picture? Told him no, and I thought in my head, I'm like, oh my God.
I would never do that ever.
This is what he told me. He said, look, if I stand up and take a picture with this guy, everybody knows who I am at that point, and we cannot have lunch.
Right.
He's a pretty big name though, but outside looking in, I was like, I couldn't believe it, But man, these kids around here, that's how you leave a legacy in the area. Trey, I remember you telling us last year. I remember what kind of work do you do in the area? He was like, no, I'll let the other guys worry about their communities. I worry about mine. I don't know why I've never forgot you saying that.
Yeah.
But well, Landon, man, you got any predictions for us tomorrow?
Want to say we'll have a shutout, but I don't really know a whole lot of how much we're going to score. But
how many sacks are you going to have tomorrow?
I'm about to go crazy tomorrow night. I'm going crazy.
What happened in Nashville?
I don't know. I was just dead. First quarter, I was dead.
I said when you were talking about the team was tired, I was thinking, you mean you were tired?
Yeah, I was.
It was hot too. It was
hot. You know where it wasn't hot?
Where?
In the press box. Tony was hot though. I made him stay on the field.
I was burning off. I ain't gonna lie.
Anyway, brother, man, we really appreciate you coming on. You got anything left for him?
Nope, just have a great game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Landon, man, we're gonna try to have you on every week. These kids come up here, man. They love talking. I know you got things to do, but anytime you can, we'd love to have you on.
Yes, sir. Sounds great.
All right, bro. Let's take a quick break. We will be back with Chris Pena, formerly of Dave Campbell Magazines, currently of VNN Sports.
Work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
We're back. Got my man Chris Pena with us, formerly of Dave Campbell Magazine, currently with VNN Sports, doing big things not only in the state of Texas, but in the entire country.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are. I've really looked at kind of what y'all been doing. I like it a lot.
Yeah, we I hated to leave Dave Campbell's. I love,
Yeah,
I love it. I'm still repping because the brand's great and it helps me get into games. I ain't gonna lie, Dave Campbell's. No, but VNN's been really good, and it keeps me connected to programs like PG around the state, and I still get to talk with athletic directors and coaches and do cool things like this. So thanks for having me.
Well, man, you were here last year for the PG Carthage game. How does this Argyle team compare to, let's say, Carthage last year?
Well, I mean, look, I've only seen a few clips, but they're big. They're big. They've got a big roster, as you guys know. So I think that's going to show a little bit, but the excitement is there, and it's electric. It's early on in the season. I just hope the guys at Pleasant Grove, and I'm a fan of Pleasant Grove, so I hope the conditioning is there for them.
Yeah, so local schools in the area, not to get off topic what we're talking about, but I completely missed why I brought up VNN Sports. Y'all are streamlining basically everything for these athletic programs. Not only just, you go to your website, you got your schedules and all this and that, but you're putting them in a position where they can market themselves in a bunch of different ways that are really kind of like stuff nobody else is doing.
Right. We want to be, just one central hub. So if you have to think about athletic programs and how they work, there's lots of different components. So how to communicate, everybody communicates a different way. Scheduling is done a different way. The forums to get the kids qualified is done a different way, right? So there's all these different things that coaches and ADs are having to do. And what we try to do at VNN is put it all in one pot. That way it makes the life of coaches easier. Communication's everything, right? So nowadays, especially with what's going on with COVID, we need to be able to talk to people quickly, and that's what VNN can do for the schools.
Well, I know y'all must have one heck of a computer processor because they sold out of tickets in 2 minutes.
Yeah, so
this guy was responsible for us not being able to get tickets.
Right.
Basically.
So part of
I got 4, by the way.
How'd you get 4? You better not say you know somebody.
10:01 is when I got on there.
Jennifer claims she got on there at 10 and couldn't get any.
And that's it. So part of VNN is we offer different products. So ticketing, digital ticketing. Hometown Tickets, who is out of Ohio, they partnered with Dave Campbell's over a year ago, which was really smart, and it got them in the door. But since then, the UIL has endorsed them, and now my company VNN, we're a partner with Hometown Ticketing. So the transition from Dave Campbell's to VNN was easy because I was already talking about digital tickets with these schools. And it was actually about 3 weeks after I left Dave Campbell's, Coach Gibson called me up, and I had pitched it to him so many times, and I was like, Coach, I'm telling you, you got to look at it. And he finally called me, and he's like, okay, I'm ready to listen. And I was just glad that I could help him because with VNN, the same partner. So the digital ticketing around the state is just unbelievable right now. And it was a necessity. Now it's not. Now I mean, it was something that people didn't need. It was just a luxury. Now they need it.
Speaking of ticketing, do you think with the COVID situation and tomorrow night's football game, do you think Argyle not having as many fans at the game will impact their play, or do you think it's just a team that's just going to show up ready to play?
No, I think at this level, that has a small part in it at the beginning, right? The electricity, but once the game settles down and it starts to swing either way in the trenches, I think you can take the fans out of it. Now, in Texas, when you have a big crowd at the home, it can be a little different, right? The noise can be there, but at the end of the day, I mean, these are two really good football teams, well coached, and I think they're ready for whatever's out there.
Chris, you've been all over the state of Texas. I mean, there is nothing like in the world Dave Campbell Magazine. You see some people try to do it in other states. Not going to say which one, but the one that plays at 11 a.m. on every Saturday. You see them try to duplicate it. I'm an Arkansas hater. You see them try to duplicate it, but say you've been all these places, all right? You've seen all these players. I was marketing Pleasant Grove as the #1 defensive line in the entire nation with Marcus Burris healthy. Fair assessment? I mean, if you look at rankings and all that.
Yeah, no, I think if you talk to the real insiders, Matt Stepp and Greg Tepper, I think they would agree that this is one of the best defensive fronts in the country, certainly in Texas. Obviously, it's amazing. To be quite honest, the talent that they've got in this small town is really amazing. So yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it is unique, a 4 high school town, and none of them are really just small schools. Yeah, it's definitely a unique area.
You don't see it very much because if you look at like Frisco, how they've just grown in their schools everywhere. It might have been you that said it the other day, but if they were still small and you saw that one school and you took all those players and they were still in that one high school, man, Frisco would be a powerhouse. Like that would be. Yeah.
Sounds like something I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I give you too much credit.
If it was right, I probably said it.
And there's definitely community talk when we are around the water cooler. What if there was just one high school, especially on the Texas side? I mean, it would be fun to be able to put an all-star team together.
We would have a lot of good kids not playing.
And a lot of disappointed parents.
True.
No,
I'll tell you what you'd have. You'd have some of the top 2 and 3A schools in the entire country littered around Texarkana.
But yeah, it's really cool to see what Coach Gibson has been able to do with this community. I'll tell you what, I spent about an hour with him, an hour plus today, and he was. You could see it. He was beat down. He was ready to go. He was. But he started sharing text messages with me from the kids that were just fired up, and they were like, "Coach, I got you. Coach, I got you. Coach, I got you." And so that says a lot about what they're bringing tomorrow. Despite whatever their size roster is, there's something deep inside of them that Coach put in there that hopefully will shine through tomorrow.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. Who you got tomorrow?
Hey, he put the poll up. I voted for PG tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. But no denying, they're 2 great football teams, and nothing should be, in my mind, taken away from this game. Right? There's still a ton in front of both of these teams. So whatever happens tomorrow happens, and then you're going to move on to the next game. PG's got a really tough start.
Yeah. That's a huge stepping stone for the season, though.
It is.
I think with either team that wins, this could be one of those things that platforms them on to through the season into the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I look at this game like it's a Carthage game last year. I mean, there's really nothing to lose. It's just this is what happens when you're as good as these teams have been. Nobody will play you.
Right.
You have to play each other because you can't play anybody else.
Well, and this is one of those games where iron is definitely going to sharpen iron.
Yeah.
And, I guarantee you that, Argyle is definitely not looking at, Pleasant Grove is just a 4 Division 2. They're looking at them as a tough foe, and it's gonna be a tough game in the trenches.
They better not, because LE about took them last year, and the LE gave them everything they could handle.
Oh yeah. So, that was a great game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I was pumped. I saw the halftime score on that game. I was pumped up, man.
Hey, it's early on in the season. The conditioning's not there for both teams. Anything could happen. That's why I don't think you can take too much away from it. You want to see a good show and you want to see people grow, but we got a long season.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much going to boil down to mistakes, special teams, and who just takes care of the ball.
So who's your go-to team to watch? You live in Fort Worth, right?
Fort Worth.
We used to live in Fort Worth. I like it.
He likes Southwest, Fort Worth Southwest.
I grew up like maybe 5 miles from Southwest. Yeah, they were the Raiders back then.
Yeah. I think when Jennifer and I lived in Fort Worth, we lived in Saginaw.
Yeah, Saginaw, Azle.
Who's your go-to team in the Metroplex that you go watch?
Well, I live in Rockwall, and we've got 2 really good teams. They've got a really nice stadium. So we try to support the community as much as possible, and I think that's what it's about. You go out and you support the community, you be part of it, you show these kids. I mean, what you guys are doing for the kids up here is incredible. There's going to be so much. I was talking to Jay earlier, and how much they're going to learn from this is awesome. So Rockwall, I'm all about Rockwall, and they got a big game. South Lake Carroll is coming to. Southlake Carroll's got a big-time recruit quarterback. And Rockwall has a big-time arm at quarterback. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
When does Southlake Carroll not have a big-time quarterback?
Well,
I have a story, and I'm embarrassed to tell it. I think I've told you, though. A buddy of mine, we were up in Branson. We were going to play whatever the golf course is, a really nice golf course up there. We get paired with this guy and his dad from Southlake. All his dad's taught, he plays quarterback. I was like, whatever. They were terrible. They were so bad, we ended up quitting on like the fourth hole and just leaving. And come to find out, that's who it was. It was that kid that committed to University of Texas. I was like, I'm such an idiot. Such an idiot.
You could have had his first helmet, too.
Yeah, well, I have his cell phone number. We joke about it now back and forth, but he didn't look like no top quarterback in the country to me, you know. But I guess Eli Manning and Peyton Manning wouldn't have either.
I'm hoping to get this guy on the course.
Hey, Eli's
mom. You'll probably beat me tomorrow. I hadn't really been playing.
Eli's family all say it's hard to
really,
beat
Craig?
football.
Craig, you couldn't beat me in golf. I gave you 100 tries.
He couldn't beat you in football.
He got a hole in one.
Thank you.
We don't have one witness.
I saw the still picture.
Hey, he's got a picture.
No, I took that picture the next day. That wouldn't have. Listen,
I was with a guy named John.
Yeah, a guy named John. Listen, he didn't keep his scorecard. He didn't keep the golf ball. He did nothing you do when you hit a hole in one.
Hey, I'm used to stuff. I wake up. He hit excellence there.
He hit it in the water on the next hole, so that's why he did that.
Well, I mean, we've all been there.
Anyway, Chris, man, appreciate you being on. I'll post our golf course tomorrow, assuming I win.
And, I appreciate y'all having me. And again, congrats to you guys. You know, I watch. I'm a big fan of all this. I'm a big fan of East Texas football. And so thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it, brother.
Enjoyed it, man.
Let's go to break. We'll be right back with our final segment. We're talking everything PG versus Argyle.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Gameday with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We're back for our final segment, talking to everything, the game of the week in the state of Texas, Pleasant Grove versus Argyle. Man, this is fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's exciting.
Yeah, we learned a lot from the game last week, so our presentation, we're adding a couple cameras this week. We had the benefit of they're playing at home, so we know we have great internet. We're excited about it. If you don't have a ticket to the game and you want to watch it, there's several ways you can do so. You can watch it right here on our Facebook page. You can go to YouTube, search Texarkana Gameday. Go ahead and subscribe. We'll be live tomorrow between 6:15 and 6:30 with pregame, and we'll cover the entire game for you. If you are coming to walk-ons, it's very important when you come in, you let the hostess know you're here to watch the football game. They'll have their own section, and they definitely want as many people to show up as possible. They'd love to fill this place out. They're going to have the game on the TVs with audio. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be packed.
I'm going to tell you what, if you do show up and watch it, get the ribeye sandwich.
Is that what you just got?
Oh. God.
I like the appetizers.
I hadn't even had any appetizers yet. Hey, walk-ons.
Shout out. Yeah, I talked to Drew Brees earlier. He called and said he likes what we're doing.
Lies.
Name drop.
Nice try.
Name drop.
No, nobody believes me?
No.
All right, so, man, let's get into this. Argyle's is going to have 81 players on the roster for tomorrow. Donnie Kelly made a great point. You only need 30.
Man, it does make a difference, though, a little bit.
I would agree. It's got to make a difference in conditioning.
It does, absolutely.
Pleasant Grove not being able to scrimmage at all. And, let's be honest, Coach Fuller has not been taking it easy on anybody.
Yeah.
They're in shape. it's just.
I would have to say that COVID probably has had a little bit of effect on conditioning too, in my opinion. And then you got a team that's got a lot more sitting on the bench ready to come into play.
Sure.
But as Donnie said, they may have 81 players, but maybe only 35 of those players actually touch the field.
Yeah. I'm looking tomorrow night. I think Logan Johnson, the team is so good. It's hard for me to say, all right, Logan's going to have a career night against the number 1 ranked team in the state, okay? I think Logan goes 100-plus. I think Jalen's going to go 100-plus. Nick is going to play a lot on offense. I mean, it's just tough to say because they have this big defensive line. They didn't look very athletic, but they're really, really big. But, when Pleasant Grove's defense is on the field, I still think they're better. But it's just it's when the offense comes on the field, they scored 56 points last week. But if you watch the tape, I mean,
I really think
they're just big. Not really athletic. They're just big.
What kind of offense do they run?
They run about four formations, but they're going to be in the single back mostly.
They will throw it deep, though. I will say that. They have some speedy receivers on the outside. But I'm thinking tomorrow night's going to be a BBW type night. Bingham, Bradshaw, and Woodside. I think they're going to hook up some big plays with those receivers to pull it off.
Telling you,
Tony, why don't you study like that? I mean, come on, Tony. You don't ever say nothing like that.
Is that Sam Bradshaw?
Yeah.
He coached. He's my coach.
Oh, my God.
I think
oh, my God.
What I'm going to watch tomorrow, I'm going to watch Pleasant Grove's offensive line against those guys. I think if they can maintain some toughness against them, then I think it'll allow Woodside again to manage the offense. And I think he did a great job of doing what he needed to do to march them down the field.
Well, I think in order for Pleasant Grove to score as many points as they're going to need to score, Woodside's going to have a very efficient night passing. And when you look at their defense, the secondary is going to be the weakest part of it. All 7 of their front is coming back, and so I don't think that there's any questions there. But their secondary, I think there's going to be some chances that we're going to be able to take advantage of to be able to get some points on the board.
I look at it like this. Last year, Paris 65-44, LE 63-42. Pleasant Grove is a different beast. Well coached. That offensive line, man, last week, those guys were destroying it. I mean, setting a wall on those runs, and they're going to come out and play really well tomorrow night. It's just going to boil down to who makes the least amount of mistakes and who scores the most points.
All right, Booger McFarland. I guarantee you this: whoever scores the most points wins.
For sure.
Craig Jenkins, that is a quote.
But they could have put up 80 this past weekend.
Of course. Hey, but shout out to Torrey Phillips, Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy was dominating on the line.
I saw a few times they hit that corner, and Logan was coming around that corner, and none of them linebackers or nothing could break that corner.
Hold on, are you talking about Alex Murphy, the running back?
Yes, he's averaging more yards than Craig did in high school.
That's not hard on the ground.
More yards at what?
But definitely not through the air.
That would be 3 yards.
That's funny.
On the ground, but not through the air.
Have you seen his kick return, Billy?
I've seen it.
Impressive.
I'm gonna have Frank get online and find us some film on that.
May not be much film, but you can definitely go downtown to get the microfiche at the library.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes left. Wrap this up. Who are you taking and why, Jay?
I'm taking Pleasant Grove because I'm a homer. But I do think that it's going to have to be an efficient passing effort by Pleasant Grove in order for them to be as competitive as I think that they're going to be tomorrow night.
Fair enough. What you got, Billy?
I really don't know, but I think whoever wins up front will win the game.
Did he just pull a tray on us?
I think he did.
He did just pull a tray on us.
Whoever
You'll have to
wins
go back and watch
front,
that segment, Billy.
I don't care what happens about all the playmakers. Whoever wins that up front battle.
If we were talking about Texas High, he would have gave a straight answer.
Oh, I'd have said T.
Well, he did call the Lufkin upset. He was the only guy in the state of Texas calling it, and he called it on tape. I think it went something like this. We got Lufkin. We got a fighting chance.
That's all we needed, right?
And then the next week he's like, I told y'all. Craig, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking 42-35, somewhere right in there, maybe a touchdown. Pleasant Grove.
I got Pleasant Grove for the same reason Billy does, and Jay does. Whoever wins in the trenches.
I think this game's going to be really close. I see it going into halftime maybe 14-14-ish, something like that. I think it's going to be both teams are going to get off to a slow start just because the defenses are so good. It's going to be like a 28-27. I mean, it's going to be a really, really close game in my opinion. Now, they could just
definitely going to be a blowout if he said that.
If they could just go out and both score 45, 42 points, something like that, but defenses are too good, I think.
I think Pleasant Grove will definitely try to slow this game down.
That's exactly what they should do.
I thought they were going to do that last week. They didn't have to, right?
Yeah.
Hard to slow it down when you're busting off for 60 yards.
No joke.
Mention that about coming to walk-ons again tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're coming to walk-ons tomorrow, be sure you let the hostess know that you are there to watch the football game. They'll have different areas to sit you in, so you're staying for the entire game. We want to thank all the athletes that came up and taking time out of their busy schedule to come hang out with us.
Don't forget about Chris.
And Chris Pena, playing golf with him tomorrow, one of my good buddies. Billy, appreciate you being here. They're not here. Trey, Matt, Chop, everybody had a great time. Another great show. And anybody got anything?
Shout out to my guy Aaron over there producing the show.
Shout out.
Another great job.
Great job.
All right, and we will see y'all next Thursday. Tune in tomorrow night for Pleasant Grove versus Argyle exclusively and only on Texarkana Game Day.
And we are out of here.
I like it.